besties to the FanTEAsy Podcast, where two besties spill all the delicious tea on the books we read. I'm Callie, and my bestie is obviously Montana, and we are so excited to be joining the revolution. Please, if you haven't done so already, go leave a review, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Go follow our Instagram and TikTok, and of course, join our Patreon to be the first to know of all new episodes, therapy sessions, special guest interviews, behind the scenes videos, and literally so much more.
As you know, we are doing a deep dive through the entire Empyrean series, currently working our way through the last chunk of Iron Flame, breaking down the book roughly 4 to 7 chapters at a time. We are diving into the dragons, the world building, signets, character development, and so much more. So please take note and prepare to join the revolution.
This podcast is a full deep dive. We'll be covering Iron Flame and Fourth Wing in all of these episodes. Please remember that. Take it with a grain of salt. We're covering tons of theories, kind of getting derailed, going with our thoughts. They get really hectic. So please, please, please be sure you have read both books, as we jump around a lot and we don't want to spoil anything, especially as we near the end of this book. So please go finish reading them, and counting down the days to Onyx Storm, you want to be ready.
It's true. Now, all things within the Empyrean series do contain mature content. There is violence, especially as we get farther into the end of the book. There's weapons, there's murder, torture, all sorts of things. Along with Callie and I being adults, we do swear a lot, and we might not be your cup of tea, but it is what it is. So we are rating this episode rated R.
Woo, that's 100% true. With that, though, are you ready to join the revolution?
Let's go.
Let's literally go. Shit's getting wild, but here we go. What era are you in today?
Probably 1989. What era are you in?
I am feeling Torture Poets Department today. Mm-hmm.
It's a good one.
Solid. Mm-hmm. And now
we're here for it.
All in on clowning for obviously more Taylor Swift, but clowning over these theories. I feel like our texts, our voice memos, our FaceTimes have just been like absolutely absurd. Even before jumping in here to record, we're like, what about this? What about this? And we're like, but not this, but maybe this. Shit's getting wild. And so we are excited to keep sharing these wild theories with you all. And remember, going into next week, we have Onyx Storm coming out on the 21st. We are so very excited, but keep an eye out because we will be going live on the 21st with our friend, our bestie, Liz. You definitely don't want to miss it because we're going to be talking all things Empyrean and just theories right before we literally divulge Onyx Storm.
Can't wait.
Literally can't wait.
With that being said, what is our episode monologue?
Okay. Brace yourselves because it is a bit beefy, but not really a good time. Can't even say that. Chapters 52 through 57. Chapter 52, we are back in Eurasia, this time not at Ryerson House, but instead the friendly neighbor Reagan's home, who has invited everyone over for coffee and book club. Hello, where was my invite? Just kidding. Here, Violet tells everyone the truth about the secret diary she has been reading late at night and what it could mean for them. For all of them, sorry. You know, the secret spicy journal that Violet keeps up at night and that keeps Violet up at night and will keep everyone else from experiencing maximum pleasure. I mean, keeping them from wielding. Yeah, that journal. Now, the Flyers must decide if the risk is worth the reward. But nearly a week later, everyone gathers in the snowy valley to go on a giant Easter egg hunt. But instead of cute plastic little eggs filled with candy, they are actually hunting down magic summoning runes. Oh, and Garrick also lets it slip right as they're about to leave that Xaden has almost offed himself with the evil weasels. It's fine. Like any man would, Xaden changes the subject and insists that they raise the words immediately, but luckily for Violet, he can't do anything without Tarn. Chapters 53. Violet, Vizia, Kat, and Sloane are grouped together and take off through the valley to start hunting for the runes. They spot a cave on the mountainside and decide to explore it. With the mountains now covered in snow, they carefully make their way, trying not to become part of an avalanche, plunging down into the valley. Instead, the four discuss various different things, but the main topic being power. Once inside the cave, they play a quick game of I Spy and locate the rune chest. As they grab it and head back to the cave entrance, a cute, cozy little orange fox comes out to say hello. Oh, just kidding. It's actually a giant fucking ruthless orange dragon who wants to incinerate them all with fire. That's right. It's Solas. Okay. We're not here for it. I can't. I literally was thinking about his name too while I was writing this. Solas. Soulless. Yeah, think about that. Chapter 54. We definitely talked
about that.
I think we did. Chapter 54.
We did.
Now trapped inside the cave with Solas blocking their way, the four must fight their way out. There is mass chaos in all directions. Violet and the others struggle as Solas knocks them down and claws at them. And Darna fights her way into the cave to help, but she is nearly half the size of Solas. Somehow, and in some crazy turn of events, and Darna is able to kill Solas, and the four make it out of the cave, but not before Sloane drains Violet of her power, trying to pull her to safety. Now she fears she is turning venom, but actually, her signet has manifested. Whoop whoop. Kat then takes Violet to be healed back at Ryerson House, which is when Xaden comes barging in to check on Violet. Instead of being ever so thankful she is alive, the two get into an argument because Violet did the noble thing and saved Kat's life. Chapter 55. Another... I know, like, what? Why? Chapter 55. Another fight breaks out as the two can't seem to tell each other the truth no matter how many times they had the same damn conversation. This time, though, Violet only wants to know one thing: what Xaden's second signet is. But before he can even mutter the words, Brennan sounds an alarm for an incoming horde of wyvern. No. Chapter 56. After the battle with Solas in the caves, and Darna is put on trial by the elder dragons for her actions. I mean, come on. She took out a senile dragon who deserved to die. It's fine. Violet, along with the others and their dragons, head up to try to raise the wards again, hopefully this time, actually translating correctly and successfully raising them. The dragons do their part, but there is no time to test it. Everyone takes off to the cliffs to wait for the incoming wyvern. Violet and Xaden are alone with Taryn and Zagail, and I wish this is when they kissed and made up, but unfortunately, I think this is when things become increasingly more complicated. Violet questions Xaden on his second signet, only to learn it is the most dangerous signet a writer can possess. Now, in the distance, the wyvern emerges, carrying 17 dark wielders. I'm so sick of these guys just showing up. I digress. When the wyvern attempts to cross the wards, they fall to the ground, and Violet is assured the wards are up and working. Back in Erasia, everyone celebrates the safety within their wards, but then a meeting is called by Melgren. No, not attending that. Chapter 57, last chapter. The next day, Violet, Mira, Xaden, and a few others head to Athben to meet Melgren and the others. Melgren asks them to join forces and fight at Samara to save the outposts, which he knows will fall due to the Dark Wielders since he saw the outcome already. Xaden is hesitant to join forces, but it is Brennan who steps forward and announces they will not be choosing peace and they refuse to help them. Good job. General Sorrengail is shocked to see Brennan alive and tells Mara and Violet she only has ever wanted her children to live. Womp womp. She also gives Violet Lyra's journal and tells her to keep researching because Warwick was lying about the wards. What in the actual fuck? End scene. Holy shit. This is a lot of information.
So much to unpack here.
So very much. I can't. My mind is like reeling because it's just what? Who decided we wanted to do how many chapters? 6 chapters.
Callie.
This was a Callie decision. Old Callie thought this was a good idea. New Callie says this was dumb as shit.
It's fine.
Ugh.
It's fine. What's our chapter 52 summary?
Okay, jumping into chapter 52, Rhiannon calls for a meeting of the riders and flyers so that they can all sort through the tension and start working together. However, Violet throws another wrench in the wheel when she delivers the news of what she found in Warwick's journals. If they follow through in raising the wards, the flyers will lose their ability to wield, which would render them nearly useless in the war. The flyers have options, though, and must all choose whether to stay or to go. Later, Professor DeVera and Trissa set up a new challenge for all the riders and flyers. They are broken down into groups and will be sent out to locate 30 different summoning runes across the valley. Whoever retrieves the most will be rewarded. But as they head out to take flight, Garrick lets it slip that Xaden had taken down a venin near Drathus, which leads Xaden to find out that Violet knows how to raise the wards. Oh. Yeah.
I can't.
Honestly, I'm
These
like
chapters
reeling.
just hurt me.
I'm reeling. Yeah, there's too much happening.
Way too much. So our excerpt says, I'm just so annoyed every damn time.
Every time you read this one.
The breath of life of the six and the one combined set the stone ablaze in an iron flame. The Journal of Warwick of Lucerys, translated by Cadets Violet Sorengale and Dane Ados. Congratulations, you figured out it's flame, not rain. We are still just saying it over and over.
But we're also still not acknowledging that it literally says the breath of the six and the one.
And one.
Come on. And the one. Okay, it's fine.
It only means six, okay?
Clearly.
God.
I'm telling you.
I like
I'm
that.
like, who left her in charge of like translating this? I mean, I know she's like one of the only ones, but I'm like, girl.
And how did Dane not get it? Dane immediately caught flame and rain, but is like, oh, it's six and one. That means six.
Plus one. That clearly only means six. We're just, I don't know, because they're literally two of the smartest people. It just makes me laugh every time. I'm like, okay, and here we are. Stupid idiots. Dumbass.
It's annoying as fuck. Dumbass. I like that Rhiannon's family has opened their home to their squad, flyers included, so they have a peaceful, like classroom setting ground. Or dormitory setting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like more cozy. Like it would be, like I was joking, like book club. Like, no, come over, hang out. We're like gonna discuss some things, but also like it's like a common ground for everyone to just mesh, because
we're
we need
here
them
and we're hanging out and it's fine.
And
as we're saying, oh, it's fine. They're like, oh, it's fine, but the venin and the wyvern, well, they're in Drathus, and that's only 4 hours from here, so that's really not that far.
No, not at all.
Low-key stressed.
They're real close. But I like it. They're all together. And then, just the beginning of this chapter, because I like picture, I mean, obviously I have no idea what this house looks like. In my mind, there's a fireplace. It's cold out. They're like cuddled up in like little groups, just chilling. And then in the corner, you have Sawyer and Jasenia. And remember, Sawyer is like not very good at this whole sign language thing yet. So I just thought it was funny because right away she's like, I think he just told her that her turtle is blue, and I'm like, that could
like,
be taken like,
well,
in my experience of turtles, like a turtle tail, like a little wiener. And I'm like, don't be saying inappropriate things to my Jasenia. She's a sweet baby.
Oh my gosh. That's wild. The fact that the first years are starting to channel, they haven't manifested signets yet, but we're channeling. We're starting to use lesser magic. We are improving. You know, things
They're
are
getting better.
progressing, and that's really exciting. But it's time to face the hard truth as to why Violet is unsure about raising the wards.
It's rough. These flyers have now just sacrificed everything. They have come to Erasure. They're trying their hardest to get along, fit in, but now they're being told that, hey, if we raise these wards, you're not going to be able to use any of your power. You won't be able to wield. You won't be able to do anything because these wards are going to block you. So now you have two options: stay, lose all of that, or you can leave and fend for yourselves outside in Corden or wherever you may go. This is stressful. I'm like, again, guys, we're sitting here saying we're trying to save everyone. We don't want anyone to have to just be susceptible to the Dark Wielders, but then we're like, okay, peace out if you don't want to hang out. I mean, they're giving them options.
I mean, at least they give them the knowledge and they give them the option, and it is the right thing to do. I understand their frustration. They're like, well, we literally just sacrificed all of this to come here and you're just going to take our power. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. That's why I wanted to tell you beforehand and not just raise them and say, oops, sorry.
After the fact. And she could have just done it and then been like, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. It's honestly low-key what I would have done, but
Wow,
take away Cat's
but
power
we're not
and then
Violet.
be like, oh, I'm sorry. Fuck you, Cat.
Not only did they give them the option and the knowledge, but they're also giving them conduits. Felix made them conduits, and we can imbue power into them. And you know what? I think that was really cool because, again, they're doing everything they can to talk about it, be upfront, and not leave them defenseless.
Okay, but then in this moment, we're having this conversation, and then what we know, the next, it's a week later when they go later. Why was this conversation not when they said, oh yeah, by the way, we already do this for each other? You're sitting here pissed off and mad that we're trying to take your power, but then really low-key you already can imbue things and you have runes and you didn't want to share that information? Who's being shady now? Fun times.
Oh well.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many things going on. And of course, we have a page break and we're back into a fucking nightmare.
These nightmares piss me off.
I'm stressed.
I have literally 5 tabs for the nightmare. Mm-hmm. Why? I hate these nightmares.
The fact that the sage in her dream is saying, show me the power you used to slay our forces above the trading posts. Prove me right that you are a weapon worth watching, worth retrieving. The one who watched thinks you'll never yield, that we should kill you before you grow into your full abilities. Well, we know that, Carr didn't teach Violet properly. Felix is helping her. But we also know that Violet has a second signet, and we don't know what it is. Full abilities. Mm-hmm. The Venom know what her full abilities are going to be? What are we talking about?
It just is so how? How? And then the comments about the rest turn for power, he says, but you will turn for something much more dangerous, much more volatile. You'll tear down the wards yourself when the time comes. Literally, why are we talking about turning for power but turning for love?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not here for any of this part of the conversation at
And
all.
it's literally what is said to Xaden later. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's having the same
Mm-hmm.
nightmares, find out, and same exact thing. So I'm like, why? What does this mean? And why are we doing this? But also, this is the first time he's touched her in the dream.
Mm-hmm.
That he runs
Mm-hmm.
a long fingernail down her throat and says, the touching me is new. Touching me is terrifying. And all I can picture is in Goblet of Fire and Voldemort's like, I can touch you now.
That scene, like, without any context, like any of the background music and
Oh, yeah.
voice, like, it is just the funniest scene to watch. And now that's what I'm picturing. Thank you for that. You
You're
look
welcome.
ridiculous. You look ridiculous. Uh-uh.
I don't know. I don't like it. I hate these nightmares, and I'm
Taryn doesn't like it
Tarn's so,
either,
like,
honestly.
yeah, so
His
nonchalant.
comment his comment about, like, he just says, stop allowing yourself to be tortured like a hatchling and wake yourself up like an adult. And I'm like, have you never had a nightmare? Have you literally never had a nightmare? Because it is not that simple. Sometimes you're like literally running for your life and they're like, wake up, wake up, wake up. And then you have like a good dream and you're like, or it is a nightmare and you're like, wait, I want to know what's going to happen. And you try and fall back asleep and you can never get back to the same dream. That shit pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you can't wake up. And he's just like, grow up, wake up. It's not that fucking hard. I'm like, you've clearly never had a nightmare.
Clearly not. He doesn't have nightmares. It's fine though. Whatever. He's just
He's afraid of
a
nothing.
decade old dragon that is grumpy and yeah, is never fearful. Just rude, but okay.
So rude.
Also, Sassy, and Darna. Oof. Oof. And Darna. The fact that, they're not letting her go on this next little mission that they have. And
Mhm.
and Darna literally, like, if we hadn't read this book, we wouldn't get it. But she literally just tells Violet the fucking answer to all of
Yes.
her problems on this page. And, Tarn says, I'm starting to wish I'd protested your right of benefaction when you asked the Empyrean to bond. And she says, good thing you're not the head of my den then, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
She literally just fucking told them. Flat
Yep.
out.
And he says, Coda should have known better. Okay. But like, what else would he have said? Because Violet goes and interrupts. So keep going. I'm like, stop talking.
What a time to interrupt, Violet. We don't need you to intervene in this argument because Endarna may have given more information that made you think.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
But now we wait.
At least we're flying again, though. We're back in the skies. It's nice.
For like a half a second.
Even though it's cold.
It's very cold.
And it's freezing.
Although, I don't know. I wasn't really ever thinking about the snow before the first time I read, or maybe I forgot about it. But now I'm like, oh, it's so cozy, and like just seeing everything like white and snowy and like up in this mountain. I'm like, oh, so pretty. And then I'm like, but what a terrible time to be like out flying on a dragon. Burr.
No, thank you. I mean, she even makes a comment about how the dragons at Basquiath would literally flat out refuse to fly in these conditions over their discomfort.
Mm-hmm. They're like,
So, I mean, can't blame them there. But we're flying, and now we have to go off, and we have a little competition. And the winner gets a weekend pass. No training, no homework, no limits.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, that's cool.
I don't know how motivating that really is, considering it's like every time they leave for any kind of like, you know, like you think RSC, threshing, war games, anytime you've done any of these things, you're in a life or death situation. At this point, I'd be like, yeah, I'm good. I'll stay back. Obviously, they don't have a choice. They're like, okay, let's go. So we're off. But as they're leaving, Garrick gives us this wonderful news of, you know, they just get back, and he's like, oh, you know, good thing we made it back. Good thing Ryerson's here. You definitely need to make him tell you about the venom he took down. What? Say it again. Why are you saying it like you're so proud of him when I'm stressed? Stressed.
So stressed.
Stressy and depressy. And you're just like, yeah, ask him about it. It was a good time.
He made sure Violet found out one way or another.
Valid. Because, you know, Xaden likes to keep all the fucking secrets.
But I mean, they both do. And he literally says, just my part to help your communication skills thrive in a stable relationship. Like, thanks, Garrick. So stable.
Stable.
And I appreciate that she is putting her squad first. She's like, no, like, we have to leave. We're supposed to go track down these runes. I'm getting ready to leave for a mission. We will talk about this later. And he's like, oh, no. Like, we're going to talk about this right now. And she's like, yep, nope, that's funny. And Kat's like, wait, what are you guys doing? Are you silently fighting? Like, it's like, to us, we're like, oh, the intimate of the bond. But then, like, just imagine you and I having this bond, and then people are just staring at us as we're, like, talking. They're like, are they okay? But they're, like, just staring at each other.
I just imagine, like, Violet being a person that, like, which it does come up later, too. Like, he's like, you know, I didn't have to do that thing because it's all over your face. She's definitely, like, RBF is not her strong suit. Like, bitch is expressive. I can already tell. So he's looking at her, and, like, her eyebrows are doing one thing, and he's, like, smoldering, but also, like, angry smoldering, but he's still hot. And Kat's just like, all right, what the fuck? What are you two doing? They respond, and they're like, actually, we were talking really dirty.
Oh, my God.
Just to piss her off. That'd be so funny.
Just warming up before, before we have to leave. So he anticipates me coming back.
Obviously.
Well, they're fighting, and it's time to go track down these runes. That ends chapter 52. What is our chapter 53 summary?
Chapter 53, Violet, Sloane, Vissia, and Kat are hiking down the mountain to check a cave for any hidden runes. Inside the cave, Kat and Violet talk about the Flyers, how the Flyers share their runes. They are not withholding power, but instead creating and sharing to equip everyone for success. Sloane asks Violet if she will be gifted a second signet since she has bonded not one, but two dragons. Violet is unsure if that is true, but is wondering what else Xaden hasn't told her about. Ugh. Taryn senses the energy within the cave, so the four riders and flyers go further into the cave to discover a ruined chest. After unlocking it, they grab the chest and head to leave, but suddenly they are blocked by an angry, one-eyed dragon who is out for revenge. I fucking... Could have just been done with this a long time ago.
Literally, mistakes have been made. Many
mistakes have been made. I mean, we question it every time this bitch comes around, but I suppose there's reasons.
So many. So our excerpt says, the art of imbuing comes naturally to only a handful of signets and automatically only to one, the siphon. A study on signets by Major Dalton Sonaros. I finishing this book last night.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm like, oh yeah, this excerpt.
Uh-huh.
Just breaking my heart all over again. It's fine. I hate it. I hate it. Whatever. Let's go hike in the snow on these steep, icy, snow-covered cliffs looking for this rune because we think we saw something or felt something by this cave. What's... Seems safe.
But it's fun because Andarna's on this journey. She has been like
And walking.
itching to go. Yes. She's just hiking with us. We're like, okay, thanks, Andarna, for joining the group. I love it.
It is nice to have her and get some more, context about how Andarna is feeling about life lately. But I mean, we're looking for these runes, and Andarna is just here for a good time.
She is. Taryn doesn't want to let her have a good time, but she's here for a good time.
Why would he? He's a grumpy old dragon.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny though that Violet speaks a little loud and Kat's like, damn, like, don't cause an avalanche. She's like, oh, sorry. She goes like, did you just apologize to me? She's like, well, yeah, I can admit when I'm wrong. And Kat takes it as, are you insinuating that I don't? So Violet, do you even think you're wrong ever? And said that she has more arrogance, or she is worse than a dragon when it comes to confidence. And Andarna's like, no, it's not confidence. It's fucking arrogance.
Yep. Check yourself, girl. Check yourself.
Whew, the sass amongst them all. And then Sloane and Vissia are just like, let's just find this rune.
What do we do in this situation? It's fine. And Darna's just like, I can just take her out if you want. Tarn's like, remember, we do not eat our allies. Oh, sorry, what? Why not?
I will say, Sloane kind of broke my heart though, because she's like, it wasn't fair for Xaden to ask Liam to protect you because, you're already carrying the weight of protecting Xaden's life. And, it's unfair of him to burden you with mine too. I'm like, okay.
It hurts the soul a little bit. Really, really hurts
sad now.
The soul. And then we get this nice little tidbit from Tarn. The cave is undoubtedly part of the network of chambers that runs throughout this range for a wintering den. This entrance would have been inhospitable in any approach but direct flight to protect the young and the adolescent. Ooh. Say what?
Like, so we know so little about all the lands around them, and we just have some like network of chambers for
random
dragons.
Information.
And out of the entire continent, out of the entire world, this is the one that just so happens to lead to destruction and heartbreak. Really?
Well, like we're saying, like, if you're thinking about it in the sense of like Tarn can feel the energy within, like maybe that's why Solas went in there.
It's true. I know. I don't think the runes were planted with them in mind to get them, because it's not like they sent them to the cave. It's kind of free for all who finds them
Yeah.
between their squad and the others. So it's like,
Mhm.
that has to be it. But just out of all the fucking places in the world, like, why is
Mhm.
Solas not
Anywhere else?
like, he's on a leisure vacation after being bonded with an asshole? Like, what is he doing?
I don't know.
Why are you here?
Well, and so
I'm
far
right here for it.
from Basquiat, like, and even the Vale.
Yeah.
Like, why are you way down south? Why are you here? Why are you here? I don't know. Doesn't really matter in the end. Not for him anyway.
It doesn't. No. And I
But
mean,
why?
we're totally jumping
But
ahead of
why?
ourselves here, but like, why?
But why?
So many questions.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be our biggest question is why, what the fuck, Rebecca?
I'm not. No.
Most asked
I'm
questions.
not ready. I just have one. Just why? Why do you hurt me? Why do you piss me off? Why do you make me cry? Why?
The fact that we're in this cave, though, it's dark, we can't see anything, and Darna cannot breathe fire yet. Yet being the key word, because, you know, if you tell her she can't breathe fire, she's going to bite your fucking head off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Kat is like, oh, well, don't worry, I'm prepared. And she brought a rune, and she's like, oh, like, I can't find the fire rune Marin made. And this is what you're just talking about. Like, they share all these runes, but why was this not discussed earlier?
I don't know. What would be the motivation to not just, like, share that information? Like, oh, actually, I mean, thanks for looking out for us. Thanks for letting us know, but we have a way around that. And even if we can't actively do it, we could still use the same practice and, like, share things amongst the riders too. But literally the fact that, like, Violet and Vicia are like, huh? Like, you guys do that? For real? Sloane? Like, Violet especially. She's like,
It's so
wait,
cool,
you guys are
though.
nice to each other? You guys share? Marin made that for you? Violet's like, the most I get is someone helping me read a book. Because apparently I can't read, even though I'm supposed to be a scribe.
Call me Feyre.
Call me Pharaoh.
It is neat, though. It is such a good thing to be able to do that, though. Like, hey, I am stronger in this rune, so I'm going to make it for all of us because I want all of us to survive. I want us to be equally protected. Why they didn't think about these things earlier? Like, they're just like, oh, well, Riddick's really good at this. Violet's really good at that. Like, okay, help each other, help yourselves.
I mean, it got, like, you do it with your signets. So why, when you're, like, planning even to go into battle, you're like, okay, this person's going to be stationed here because we need this specific signet here, or we need you here. So, like, why would this not apply to the runes? I mean, I guess because to them the runes are so new, so maybe it just, like, never occurred to them. But
Right. Just in general.
it's such a cool, like, way of sharing their knowledge and power. I'm like, heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do more of that.
At least we have a lightning wielder who can help light this rune, light this torch.
Hold
like,
my conduit.
Thank goodness. Hold my conduit. Thank goodness someone
She's
can
like,
help. And Kat's like, damn, that was powerful. Like, yeah, I know. Thanks.
Duh. You think this is my first day?
Oh my gosh.
What? Like, it's hard?
Like, it's hard.
Oh.
It's hard when these chapters just have so much dialogue, but some really important things are said because, you know, Vicious just kind of looks at Violet randomly. Is like, well, do you think you'll get a second signet? 2 dragons, 2 signets. Like, okay, yeah, well, Violet may have not really thought that one through. And Sloane just out here knowledge bombing them. Second signets only happen when a dragon bonds a rider in the direct familial line as its previous, but there's equal chance of it causing madness. And we're like, hold the phone. Hold the phone. Sigale, what you doing?
Why are we talking about madness? Because no. You're already adding in that layer, and then on top of that, now we're adding in deep dark channeling. And I don't like where this sends the trajectory of the Empyrean series.
No.
No, because this all feels very grim and dark and not at all like the happy ending that I want. I need happily ever after. I mean, blood, gore, it could be a full out battle with lots of death. I just need a little happy ending after. Like, he's still, even at the end, even if he dies, still fighting and still in love with Violet. That's all I need.
We can hope, right?
I'm hoping so hard.
We have our rune. Kat is better at them and just makes Violet say it a couple of times, but she gets to work on it, getting it, unlocked and counter the summoning rune is what it says. But while she's doing that, and Darna starts to smell dragons. Like
real close.
Okay, so it's not wyvern because, she says that wyvern smell of stolen magic. Okay, so it must be the dragons from the other squad who we're competing against. No problem. Let's get in, get out. We've got our rune. We're going to win. Just kidding.
Go faster. Hurry up. Nope.
This part just pisses me off. Another growl makes the pebbles around my feet bounce, and a full-grown orange dragon comes around the corner. Its back scraping the top of the cave as it snaps its head our direction, glaring at us through its only remaining eye.
It just makes my heart race. The one eye.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's the most terrifying
one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater.
One-eyed, one-horned, orange douche dragon.
Bitch ass dragon.
You bitch ass. I don't want to be in this cave anymore. I think I'll go home now.
Yeah, go home after the fact that Solas is swiping claws, freaking out, high-key killing Vicia. Crack, snap, pop, she's dead.
Snap, crackle, pop. It's not funny. I'm so mad. Like, why is this happening?
She didn't deserve that.
She did not deserve that. That's it.
She deserved better.
We fucking have Solas just out for revenge. Taryn isn't even close, so now we just have 3 and the 1.
And the 1. We have the 3 humans, a dragon, and a griffin. This sounds like the start of a bad joke.
And the one-eyed dragon. 2 dragons, technically.
And a one-eyed dragon.
The one-eyed douche dragon.
So chapter what 54. Is our chapter 54 summary?
The stress. Solas now has the 4 riders and flyers trapped inside the cave, and Darna is fighting her way to help, and Tarn is still minutes away. Solas gets the first shot and knocks Violet down, but down, making her break the glass orb Felix has given her. With the prongs from the orb, she is able to stab Solas just as Indarna grabs him by the throat. Kat and Sloane work on dragging Violet out of the cave, but Solas comes back for more. Violet uses her lightning to create a stream directed at Solas. Sloane, unfortunately, drains Violet's power and her lightning falls away. And Darna saves the day when she slashes at Solas with her poisonous barbed tail. Kat is able to pull Violet out of the cave and takes her to be healed. Later, when Xaden finds Violet, the two get into an argument. Violet just wants to be told the truth.
Don't we all?
Yeah. I mean, I just really want Solas to be dead already. Get to Violet and Xaden later.
Well, our excerpt is merciful somewhat. I guess not really, because he hit her with his claw, but Viscia does get scorched eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say one thing for Dragonfire. It kills quickly. Colonel Carey's Field Guide to Dragonkind. Well...
Alrighty then.
Yeah, incineration doesn't sound fun, but I mean, okay.
But then we have Violet out here, who is like obviously concerned for all of them in there, but somehow increasingly more concerned for Kat. She's like, well, she's third in line. She's the heir. And I'm like,
why?
Why the fuck do we care? Nope. I don't.
I get it. The fact that if she dies, it reflects on Xaden. They'll try to kill him. Yeah. I get it. But, like, that's what you're thinking about right now? Not let's save our asses and get out of here?
Well, right. Like, you're sitting here processing all of these thoughts when really you just need to, like, one, how do we get out? How do all of us get out? Minus Viscia, who's on the ground dying. It's fine.
Well, that's just terrible. But, I mean, we have an unknown force that pushes them in together and everything goes dark, but the unknown force is in Darna and she is demanding, take a breath, do not argue. Oh my goodness. Like, and Darna knew what was coming and shields them as Solas just open fires on all of them.
Baby She's so and quick Darna. With it too. Baby and Darna. Baby and Darna in her first big girl fight. And she's out here saving lives because she protects them with her wings. And Tarn is just like, she's fireproof. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I thought they were all about to be incinerated. Gosh.
That would be a big flaw in dragons if they were not fireproof.
I mean, yeah. I have no comment, but yeah. And Darna saves them briefly because we're not out of the cave. So here we are with Darna, who is half the size of Solas. Okay, great, fantastic. We have this Griffin who's like, I am not of much help here, but I'm trying. And then we have this little bit of Sloane is trying to help Kat. And Kat says it, let me go, you're draining my power. And that's our first little tidbit in this chapter, but it doesn't click into place yet what's happening. And Sloane is just like, okay, shit. But how the fuck are we going to kill Solas? So Violet, brilliant, hey, you only have one eye. If you have no eyes, you can't see me at all. Boom, jab. Sucker punch.
I mean, she saved her friends. They make it out. She's not quite out of danger yet, but and Darna's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not leaving you. We're gonna fight this bitch to the death. Like, it is what it is. And then we have Kat out of the cave at the entrance shooting Solas with these arrows. Like, genius. Okay, so at least you're doing something. You're not just standing by watching.
Teamwork. We're trying. takes an army to take out this one dragon.
Teamwork makes the dream work. And I'm about to electrocute this bitch. So I'm gonna stab my broken conduit into his little fleshy part of his scales and just
Fleshy part. That's so gross.
It is gross.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone
It goes
ordered
on and
charred
on and
dragon
on.
for dinner?
Oh, gross. No.
And then Andarna biting his neck. She's not his size, she's not his strength or his power, and she's doing all she can to protect Violet.
Mm-hmm.
Just a baby.
She is just baby. She's so strong. Look at her go. It's just these, like,
Oh.
poor Sloane, too. You have baby Andarna. You have Vizia, who, sad day for her. And then you have Sloane, who literally is baby Andarna. Like, you have never done this before. You're thrown in. We're trying to figure it out. You don't even have your signet yet until now. And now, poor girl is like, oh shit, am I turning venom? Is it me? Am I the problem? No, honey, you're good.
It's just
It's
so
fine.
sad.
But like, what a horrible time to figure this out. That would be terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely terrifying timing.
You're
And
freaking
she's
out,
just like, is it me?
and we're worried about Andarna, but Andarna vanquishes. She comes out on top. She killed that bitch. Andarna is that
With her
girl.
poisoned barbed tail? Okay, say less. We knew we liked you,
What?
Andarna. And Sloane, this bitch, is a siphon. Ayo. Killing it with these signets.
I know.
Killing that dragon.
Ha ha ha.
Well, she didn't, but you know.
She tried. Somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
She thought she was venom. Same difference.
Killing something.
This takes me back though, because when Violet first wields lightning and she understands it, it says that Tarn's voice is filled with pride as he says lightning wielder.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And now Andarna is coming out of the cave and Solas is dead and Tarn just fills every being of her existence and just says Slayer.
Slayer.
Baby Andarna is a slayer.
Fuck yeah, she is. She's slaying these dragons. Fuck you, Solas.
And back to Erasure we go to be checked out. Make sure we're not dying. We're not venom like Sloane's freaking out about.
Page break. My favorite and most annoying things. Page break.
Right? And Kat, what the hell are you doing here? Like, okay, I see the confusion, but she's here for a reason. Hear her out. It wasn't her fault.
Hear her out. We are friends now, I guess. Like, we just went through it. They trauma bonded. That's what they did. Trauma bond.
I was gonna say, like, mutual respect?
Yeah, they're not friends. They trauma bonded. They, like, went through this experience, and now she's like, I'm just seeing. Like, she saved me, I saved her. Just making sure she's chill, okay? That's it. It's nothing more. And he's, like, annoyed. And I'm like, oh, God, get over yourself. Get over it. Why are you
Tarn
annoyed?
leaving out the details to Sigale. He's like, yeah, I know it was Solas. Sigale told me after Tarn told her. Okay, well then did he not tell you the full story as to how we did it and what happened? Because clearly that's why Kat's here. You should have known, dum-dum. Just zing, shut up.
No.
His response to Violet's thought process, definitely the same as ours, though. Like, really? You were thinking about Kat and her position and power. That is what
Literally.
you were thinking about in this time? Like, are you serious? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Because, I mean, it's just, like we're saying, like, it's within Violet's character to just try to save everyone that is around her, doesn't matter who it would be. But, like, the fact that she was, like, actively thinking about that part is what gets me. I'm like, who fucking cares what she is or who she is? Like, that honestly would have been, like, my reason for being like, push her in front of the fire.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck you, Kat.
But we're fighting. We have to fight. Xaden's so pissed, and he's like, no. Like, I'm doing everything in my power to respect your freedom and keep you safe. And he's just so mad at her. He's like, are you ready to have a conversation? Are you ready to fucking talk to me? Like, are you ready to ask me about the deal I made with your mother?
I cannot
Really?
physically
Xaden?
eye roll hard enough for how bad this fucking chapter pisses me off. This next chapter. Like, can't even roll my eyes hard enough. Ugh.
Nope. Not at all. Not at all. Whew. Halfway there. Callie, what is our chapter 55 summary?
Chapter 55. I wish I could say Violet and Xaden have a nice, calm conversation and finally communicate, but today is not that day, so they continue to argue over who is telling the truth or who is asking the right questions. But just as things really get heated and Violet wants answers about Xaden's second signet, an alarm is sounded by Brennan as a horde of wyvern were spotted and are approaching the cliffs. Now, will they actually raise the horns? Da, da, da.
Super short chapter, and I feel like it's so intense.
This one, like, I don't know. Like, we're sitting here talking about second signet in this one, and then it, like, plays with my mind on, like, Violet's second signet so
I
very
know.
much.
Trust me.
I feel like that's all I could think about as I'm, like, going through these chapters. I'm like, oh, God. But her second signet. What is our excerpt?
Nothing kills powerful, unshakable love faster than opposing ideologies. The Journal of Warwick Lucerys, translated by cadets Violet Sorrengail and Dane Ados. I'm wondering what context Warwick had for that, because like what was your love? What different ideologies are we talking here? Cause
Okay, but then if we're also dissecting, we're talking like we were just talking, the sage was just telling Violet, like, oh, power is usually what takes people, but oh no, love, you're gonna do this for love. And now I'm like, huh?
I know.
Huh? I got fucking questions. So then I'm like, okay, can love conquer the venom? Like, is that what this is? And now I'm thinking of like, oh my God. All of the times that like, I can think of so many like Disney movies off the top of my head now where it's like
Literally
Elsa's frozen and Anna sheds
love
her tear
conquers
and
all.
breaks the spell, and Tangled, like she heals him. I can't. I'm like, love conquers everything. So does it fucking matter that he's Venom?
I will riot if that is the case for these books, because no.
This is now a Disney book.
It has to be something so much bigger and miraculous than that, than her just crying. I will be pissed.
Could you imagine though? We like get to the end and this is actually hysterical. Oh
Rebecca's
no!
just like, joke's on you.
Joke's on you. I took
Callie?
you through this whole roller coaster, and now it is. That's it. It's a teardrop.
Take it back.
Kiss.
Take it back. I don't want it.
can't. Now I'm like dying laughing. I'm like, it's literally, it has to be like something more than just like a kiss. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is a kiss. Maybe he's like dying on the ground or something. And she's like, but no, I still love you. And kisses him. And he's like, breath of life.
I'm going to be so mad. I will literally be so mad.
This is the worst theory we have come up with. By far.
I thought Dalmatian Annihilation was bad. This is terrible. I hate it. Get it out of here. Do not put that into the universe, Ricky Bobby.
I didn't put it out there. He put it out there. Nothing kills powerful, unshakable love faster than. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'm dying.
Well, it's not fine because we're fucking arguing. Like, you're joking me, right? We're gonna sit here and argue like, you are not asking the right questions, but I don't know what questions to ask. And they're both just being annoying as shit right now because Violet's right. How is she supposed to know what questions to ask? But also Xaden's right because Violet starts getting these hunches and these things that she is questioning. So why isn't she asking about them? I want to punch them both. I hate this.
Honestly, I do. Okay, so here's where it like annoys me and then also makes me like have a giant question mark. Like in bold red Sharpie question mark, because how come he keeps saying it? Like is she a truth sayer in the sense that like, I won't tell the truth. I can lie to you all you want, but if you specifically ask the question, then I have to tell you the truth? Like, I don't know. Because it like nothing adds up to me. Why, if you're like in an argument and you know there's certain things that you should be divulging with your significant other, i.e. your, okay, signet is classified and like he would die. So I get not sharing that. That I get. Other things though, minor things. If you know that like you could solve this issue by just telling her the truth, why would you not do that? It's the fact that he just keeps saying things like, how am yeah, she's like this, the second you have a question, you ask it. It seems pretty simple. Okay, but like stop saying it. Stop saying it. I don't know. It just like rubs me wrong. I'm like, you know what to tell her. So why are we not just like having the conversation instead of like, ask me the question? It's literally like talking to a toddler and they're like, I want, you know, they're saying some made up word and you're like, say milk. Like, shut the fuck up. Just give him the milk.
Well, and it's, yeah, she also has reason because like you're the one who said you'd never be entirely truthful with me. So yeah, like these questions aren't that simple because one, he's told her, no, I'm not giving that to you. I won't tell you everything, but also the things he has withheld from her all this time. So why should she just be like, oh, he's going to answer all of my questions. No big deal. They're so annoying in this part.
They're so very annoying. So very annoying. It hurt my heart though, because he's trying. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt here because he does. He says, you know, that he's sorry and obviously I had reason for doing what I did, but like I don't think you've even forgiven me for what I've done. And then I'm just like, but I have. I totally have. I forgive you for everything.
It's so hard because it's like we just want to love him and forgive him, but then you put yourself into the scenario and you're like, well, yeah, no, I get it. Like she probably still has some healing to do because this book is really not that much time passing.
No.
And like it's only been 6 weeks through this whole time period from like when they left, obviously before, like there was some time in the beginning, but before or when they left Basquiat, it's 6 weeks from that point to the end of the book.
It's a very short time.
Not even 2 months.
No. Well, and really,
it's a lot to process.
A year ago, like you were just meeting each other. You were just literally like trying not to kill each other, and now you're like madly in love and apparently can't communicate because you're both imbeciles. I don't know. They're fucking annoying.
Well,
So
and
very
then
annoying.
Xaden pulls out it's like we're on that parapet last year, but I'm not the one worried you'll find something unlikable if you dig a little deeper. You are. Like, damn. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Really? That was necessary?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. The
I
analogy with
just,
the battle axes, though, had me fucking dead. Because she was just like, it's just an analogy. And he's like, what's in the armoire? It's not that serious. It's so funny, though. But then him,
she's like,
like,
it doesn't
proving a
even matter.
point, I'm like, damn. Always try to prove a point. I'm like, oh, this is an example of mansplaining. That is exactly what he's doing. He's mansplaining the shit out of this. And she's like, it's an analogy. Shut up. He's like, no, wait. What else is in the armoire? Oh my God, I don't need you to explain it to me. Okay, but in the
And
armoire, we get the blanket my
I
mother made me that's tucked back on the shelf. And
know.
I'm like, but who is your
What do you
mother?
mean?
Who is she?
Who is she? It's Michael Scott.
Fashion show at lunch.
Fashion show at lunch.
That's my favorite thing to say all the time. And nobody knows what I'm talking about. I'm like, thank you.
I
Where the
know.
office peeps at? Yeah, I know you know.
So when we get our dresses for the
Fashion show
next
at
ball we're
lunch.
going to, it's exactly what we did. This is a really funny story. When we were all getting our dresses with Chelsea, we all FaceTimed and we did a fashion show at lunch, even though it was the evening. And we all put on our dresses and like our accessories and stuff and showed each other. So just wait, because in July, we're going to have more fashion shows at lunch.
Fashion show. It was fun. That was fun. We couldn't all be together, but we were still on FaceTime. It was so fun.
But Xaden going, love, you're the smartest person I know. If you actually wanted the answers, you'd ask the right questions. But like, okay. Really? Kind of sounds gaslighty. Like, if you really wanted it, like, ew, Xaden.
A little
Why
bit
are you being
gaslighting.
this way?
Yeah. I don't.
One, how dare you?
The audacity.
Two, what the fuck? I just can't. I can't because she's like, okay, you want me to ask the fucking questions? What's your motherfucking second signet? And he's like, oh,
Except for that one.
you sure you don't want to do something else? Yeah, he's like, you wanna go back to the throne? Like, let's do something else.
Let me distract you real quick. But her like laying
He
it
totally
out
would too.
and just like, I know about the direct descendant and Sigil bonded you, so you can't lie your way out of this one,
I don't
and
know
you
how
can't
either
avoid
one
the
of you got
truth.
away with it. Yeah.
It's the madness that drives me nuts. Every time I see the madness, I'm like, no. Nope. No. Xaden's already a
He
little
can't go mad.
crazy. We don't need like Mad Hatter status mad.
No, we don't. We really don't.
You can't go crazy.
And then, pounding on the door. It's an emergency. Yeah, there's a horde of wyvern coming. So forget whatever the fuck you were doing and let's skedaddle.
Paging
Fuck
Dr. B
is the last word of this page.
Emergency.
Just do the little.
That's all. You said emergency, and then it just instantly in my brain. Okay, thank you. That is chapter 55. I'm fucking over it.
Yep. What's our chapter 56 summary?
I need like a big gulp of air because this one is lengthy. And Darna is being questioned by the elder dragons because she killed another dragon, but ultimately they decide it was justified and she won't be in trouble. Yay, Andarna, your first
Preach.
kill. Violet is busy trying to get the wards working, so they head up the mountain along with their dragons to breathe fire onto the ward stone in order to raise them. Minus the one. Now, with no time to spare and check the wards, they head to the cliff edge to wait for the wyvern. Violet goes through all the possibilities of Xaden's second signet, working backwards from what she knows he isn't. But when Xaden tells her, nobody knows, because if they did, he would be dead. The thought clicked into place, and Violet comes to the realization that Xaden is an intrinsic. His main worry is that she will no longer love him now that she knows the truth. When the wyvern approached, they noticed dark wielders, and more specifically, the sage that was at Bresson. No, thank you. Violet and Tarn and Xaden and Sigale hold their positions as they watch the wyvern try to cross the barrier put up by the wards. Thankfully, they are in place and the wyvern fall into the valley below. Back in Eurasia, everyone is celebrating this small victory. Then news comes that General Melgren would like to meet, but only on the condition that only 2 marked ones and Violet and Mira attend. Serena also delivers some news that is both good and bad to Violet. Whew! I'll tell you what. It's a long chapter.
So much.
So much.
So much to unpack here.
Where do you want to start?
With the excerpt.
Please. As per usual.
It was never our continent. From the very beginning, it was theirs, and we were simply allowed to live here. The Journal of Work, the Journal of Work of Lucerys, translated by Cadet Violet Sorengale. So Dane didn't translate that part. Interesting. How wrong is it?
Probably it's wrong. There's no way that's right. She's so bad.
Like, who are we referring to? Are we referring to the dragons? Are we referring to the venom? Who?
Ooh. I didn't really think about the venom.
That's what I want to
know. Under
know.
the assumption that this was obviously dragons we were referring to. But I don't know.
I would assume it's the dragons, but I mean, you never know. They did say like the venom were channeling from the ground because they couldn't bond a griffin or bond a dragon, all that. So I would assume it means dragons.
Oh yeah.
But I mean,
it's
food
about
for
our
thought.
dragons. So I would go with that too.
It is.
Literally the first word, dragons.
Dragons.
Yes, that is what they are. Thank you.
Good job, Brennan.
Skip the path.
Good job, Violet, aka Dane. Oh yeah, we're just skipping right along.
Oh my god!
With our dragons skipping behind us, the ground is having an earthquake.
As their tails swoosh side by side, swoosh, 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 swoosh.
I can't wait to make that video with you. Are you joking? 6 months and we're gonna be dragon butt swishing together.
Yeah,
just saying.
Wait. Dragon butt swishing.
It's gonna be so good.
That doesn't sound very good out loud.
I mean, I don't really suspect someone's jumping in to this episode without the previous ones where it is discussed. So, I mean, I really hope you know what we're talking about with dragon butt swishing. But if you don't, well, go back a couple episodes.
All that popped into my mind because butt swishing kind of sounds like butt chugging, and no, just no. Whoever ever like put that into the world should go live with a venom.
Maybe they are venom.
They've got to be. What's wrong with people?
Just saying. Well, and apparently, you know, what was wrong with Violet because she couldn't get the wards up the first time, and we got to go try again. So the stone has been imbued, which we didn't think to imbue it the first time. I don't know why, but okay. Literally, when we're talking about like imbuing the runes and the daggers, but we didn't think to imbue the stone. I don't know. It's fine, but it's time to go imbue it. It's holding power. It's time. Like, let's skedaddle on over there. And I don't know. I'm annoyed. It's saying that we need one of each of the 6 dens, so one of each color. But again, the 6 and the 1.
And the 1. And then...
Like,
why
I really
are
want to
we punch someone? What are you doing? And the 1. And the 1. I don't know. I mean, I do think that this version of putting the words up is way cooler than their weird blood oath that they were trying to do. The Dragonfire is much more realistic and badass than, here, let me smear my blood on this rock. Like, what are you doing?
They don't know it yet, but they're all blood oath to one another now.
They are. Don't talk to me about blood oaths right now.
Jesus.
Don't even talk to me.
Yeah. I know. But Brennan kind of makes my heart melt. And, you know, Brennan's like saying, you know, I'm really impressed, Violet. Like, you're doing so good. You keep pushing. And she's like, well, you know, Dad taught me well. And she said, you know, I'm definitely his biggest failure, in reference to her staying in the Red Quadrant. And Brennan comes back with, but Dad's biggest success. Like, okay. Actually, though, we're low-key crying because that was beautiful, Brennan. Thank you.
It was so beautiful. So beautiful. I'm just like, and where is Daddy Sorengale?
Yeah. And now it's time for our 6 dragons to line up.
6 dragons.
But like, yeah, 6, not the 1.
And the 1. No, we don't need her.
We don't. But Andarna,
This
having
little
to
bit about Andarna is just like, it's like, one, it explains why Tarn didn't actually kill Solas, because obviously Empyrean things, nobody cares, whatever, your politics. But then it's like, one, Andarna probably does feel like, oh shit, I did that, like, I didn't follow the rules. But at the same time, like, I'm like, she's an adolescent. Like, I know when I fucked up, I was like, it's not that serious. Even if it maybe
Andarna
was.
don't give a shit.
But Andarna is like in her honey badger don't give a shit era. She's like, I don't see what the big deal is. It was him or us, and I'm always going to protect my girl. So bye. And like the fact that they were like, oh yeah, I guess valid. Okay, great. Moving on.
Coda's like, you done good, kid.
You done good. Proud of you. Chip off the old block there, eh?
It's kind of funny, though, that, you know, we put our fire onto this stone and we're like, okay, well, like, we feel something and we feel like we're in the wards again. Like, I feel the change. It doesn't really look any different. Maybe the fire is more symbolic. And I'm like,
no.
Set the stone ablaze in an iron flame. Did you not read the fucking words that you've been saying over and over and over? And then later in the book, when the wards of Basquiat are literally in black flames, I was like, this bitch.
She's not very good at translating, honestly. Like, here Brennan's like, Dad, I mean, I'm not so either, proud. But... And then I'm like, of what? Bitch is stupid.
Oh my gosh.
Just kidding. She's smart sometimes. But literally, you
She is
translated wrong.
smart.
And then Dane literally comes in and he's like, nah, bitch, it's this. And she's still like, just iron flame. I don't get it though. It doesn't even, there is no flame. Oh my heavens. Oh my heavens. Oh my heavens.
I can't. But you know what? We have set the wards-ish, and it's time to take to the skies
Yep.
and go kick some wyvern butt and pray that the wards work. Page break.
Page break. More sassy turn. And I love it.
You know what? I appreciate him because the fact that they're flying in groups, Xaden, Violet, Tarn, and Sigale are all a group together. And where they're flying, he's like, hey, like, we flew faster. You've got 15 minutes. Use it to center yourself. I'm like, hey, you know, I appreciate that. That's good advice. Like, take that time that you need. Figure out what you need to be grounded. Do what you got to do, but we also got to focus on what we're here for.
Yeah.
Go team.
Do you remember why we came here? Remember what's coming? You focus. And also this bond, like he knows that she's thinking about other things. So he's like, hey, focus, bitch. I know you got some romance issues, but
Oh.
girl, you need therapy. But right now you got to kill the wyvern.
You need therapy, but first I need another session. God. I hate this though, that they're literally like, she has to make a choice really. Like, what do I focus on? Do I put my focus into talking to Xaden right now and fighting? Or do I focus on getting ready to see if these words work and potentially fight a bunch of wyvern? The stress of this situation
is
and the fact that they just have 15 minutes.
Heavy. And on top of that, like, we haven't seen any wyvern yet, so we don't actually know how many are coming. They're just like, yeah, there's a riot somewhere approaching. Maybe 15, 20 minutes out. Like, figure it out. But how many? Like, yeah, in your mind, you're like, okay, like 2 wyvern, 3 wyvern. Not 100.
Yeah, like not the 100 that we get.
I'm so stressed. So she's standing there, like, but then you have Xaden and Sigale who show up. And now he's like, oh, right, this talk. Yeah, we were arguing, and then now we're here. And it just didn't occur to me that you would ask that question. What the fuck do you mean? You've literally been telling her to ask the questions. I tell you what.
And he's saying that out there in the middle of nowhere is better to talk about this than in his warded room in Erasure. And like, I get it, but also like, you didn't realize that there were wyvern in clouds right next to you. You think now is a good time to talk about this?
Where everyone is? Where not everyone, but like where anyone could be?
Also, literally, like, could be right here, right now.
Oh, I'm so like, now how does this play into the next book with his signets? I don't know. I tell you what, your brain really hurts when you do a reread, guys. Like, I didn't even know what I was reading the first time. I was just like, where's the sex?
We're here for the vibes. And doing it this way is so unlike us. But man, it's made us so much smarter. To an extent. We're a lot more analytical, and maybe I feel like we read more analytically now. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting though, because still, like, when I read other books, like, I'm like, oh, for pleasure. Like, so I'm just like in La La Land, like, to the point where I'm like, wait, did I miss something? And I'll like have to go back a couple chapters and be like, or like paragraphs and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I read that right. But like, don't
Mm-hmm.
overthink it. It's just a book. It's just for fun. But sometimes I'm like, huh? Wait, what is that? What's that mean? Stop overthinking it. Read
Mm-hmm.
for
Me
fun.
too.
Read for
Yep,
fun.
100%.
Which this is. Don't
Okay.
get us wrong. This is a fun book. Everyone should read it. If you haven't, I hope you are not listening to this podcast.
I was like, why would you be here?
I don't know.
um, um, read for fun. Read for fun. Read for relaxation. We do these things for fun and relaxation, and then we read books like this that have us so stressed or so emotionally unwell. Xaden is literally sitting here, like Violet says, sometimes I feel like I don't know you. And he says, how long do you think it takes for someone to fall out of love? A day? A month? I'm asking because I
Stop.
don't have any experience with it. And
Stop.
his answer, after we have a little bit more dialogue,
Stop.
broke my fucking heart.
Stop. Okay, but literally, him saying, I think it will take you all of a heartbeat once you know. That alone broke my heart. But then the comment later shattered it like
Mm-hmm.
into a million pieces.
Done.
No,
Done.
no. Her going through all of these, okay, it's not this. It's not this. You're,
Mm-hmm.
where does this start? Master of secrets, hence the shadows. You're deadly with every weapon. That's not a signet. You're
Mm-hmm.
ruthless. Ability to shut off your emotions. Okay, possibly. Um, Natural leader. Everyone gravitates towards you. Gravity. Gravity, right? Uh-huh. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's a better judgment. I I don't know. You're always in the right place. Distance wielder? No, that's not it.
That'd
How
be
did we
cool
get
though.
here? Oh my god, yeah. I'm he's like, don't you think I would have been in your bed every single night then? What the fuck? Make that doesn't make sense. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, but why are you not a distance wielder? Could Violet be a distance wielder? That would be fantastic.
Literally. Would be so cool. But she's like, I can't. I literally can't. Oh, wait a second.
Now, what
You?
did you read?
What? What?
Keep going.
Oh, I was just saying, Violet's being dramatic. She's like,
Yeah.
do the marked ones know? Does the assembly know? Am I the only one close to you who doesn't, just like last year? And he's like, for fuck's sake, Violet, no one knows. Yeah, I'm a fucking intrinsic. Only a type of intrinsic, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I've
Mm-hmm.
seen people get killed for it, so I'm not about to fucking die. I only read people's intentions. I don't want it, but I
I
have
just
it.
I can only see if it's genuine or not. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so this type of intrinsic, I don't know, to me doesn't really feel like worthy of dying over.
No.
I'm here for the morally gray character, so let's just put that out there. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I'm like thinking about it though, I'm like, he's not actually reading every specific thought. It's
It's not
just
like Dane
whether
when he was literally violating her memories.
literally, and it's not like he can like see what you see I don't know. I'm just like, there's worse things. There's worse
He's not
things in my
inside
mind.
your head.
No, he's literally not inside your head. He's just seeing, in my mind, it's almost like back to like Disney and Pixar, how like your emotions have color. Like, is this a red, like angry emotion, or is this like green? It's,
Mm-hmm.
oh, they're maybe unsure, or oh, it's yellow and or pink and they're in love. Like, what is the intention? Is this pure? Is this
Yeah.
sincere? But or is it very malicious and you're fucking lying to me? Black.
Yep.
I don't think it's worth dying over. I'm just saying that. I don't
Nope.
think it's worth dying over this type of intrinsic. That's that's it. I'll get off my soapbox.
It's no, and I 100% agree with you. And then the fact that Sigale never told Tarn. And now he feels extremely betrayed.
He's so mad.
He's so mad. Another rumble of anger vibrates his chest scales. Like, damn. Okay.
Betrayal. I'm like, oh.
Can I break your heart really quick, though?
I would rather you not, but please do.
So Violet is losing her shit on him. She is not okay. She feels like she has just been, what does it say? Literally hit with a battering ram. She's going, how many times has he read me? How many pre-thoughts has he eavesdropped on? Do I actually love him, or did he just say what I wanted to hear? Do the things I needed in order to? Less than a minute. That's how long it took for you to fall out of love with me.
Why does it hurt so much worse when someone else reads it?
Oh my gosh, literally, when I was listening and tabbing, I was like, stop.
I
Ouch.
know.
What? And I'm still so not emotionally okay over this less than a minute, even though literally she goes on to say, my love isn't fickle. Like, okay, but you sure as fuck are acting like it, and you're making him feel like shit over a secret that could literally get him killed.
It's just so gray. The entire area is so gray. Especially knowing Dane last year. Like, well, and especially last year. Like, they were not where they're at now as far as their relationship, location, everything. But, like, there is reason he didn't tell you very specific things. If everyone knew about Orisha, about Brennan, like, things would have gone way differently than they have currently for you, Violet. And you're already in a shitstorm.
Yep.
So if you would have added in that Xaden is an intrinsic, dead. You'd all be dead. He was protecting you, protecting himself. And now he's trying to protect his heart, and now you're just breaking it. You broke his heart. I'm so sad.
Even still saying my love isn't fickle is not good enough.
No. It's the so you'd better
It's
live. Not. Oh, okay. Well, you're the one that's probably going to get him killed.
God, rude ass. And now it's like, oh, well, the Wyvern are approaching and you need to mount right fucking now. So what does he say? We'll settle matters of emotion after matters of life. Don't be distracted. Sorry.
But I'm also like, what is life without this love? I don't want life without Xaden and love.
Cue Taylor Swift. This love is good. This love is bad.
Exactly. But, what?
This love brought me back from the dead. What? Taylor? No.
Why is everything so Taylor coded? Like, I swear to God, she is low-key reading all of the books that we read and just like isn't getting it out into the world. She 100% is.
She literally has to be.
There's no way you write the masterpieces that you do and you're not reading fantasy books. Don't fucking lie to me.
And I am fully convinced that Midnight Rain is very Tamlin and Reese coded. So
much.
Just saying.
So much.
Anyway.
Okay, but now we have hundreds of Wyvern. Hundreds. Like, how many have we seen at once so far? Like, the most we've seen at one time? And now we have hundreds? No. And then we have...
with a bunch of Z's on that one.
17 Benin? 17? Nope.
Not my favorite number.
17 Wyvern. And literally, we will be... That's what I meant.
Yep. Same thing. Yep.
Same thing. Words are hard. Venom. And we're literally going to fucking die if these words are not. There's just no way. 17 of these bitches. The stress I feel. My heart is broken, and now I'm stressed. My palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms spaghetti. Mom's spaghetti. What did I say?
Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on my
Arms
sweater
are heavy.
already.
That's what I
Mom's
was forgetting.
spaghetti. He's
Yep,
nervous,
yep.
but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. Yep. I could do that whole song for you right here, right now. We're not gonna. But I have a question. I have a big
No.
fucking question about these wyvern.
Yes. I got
So,
answers.
she's freaking out like I don't think you have an answer for this one.
Oh, shit.
She's freaking out like, what if the words don't work? He's like, no, like, you didn't fail. They're going to be fine. You can feel them. And 3 wyvern are coming closer. They hover a tail's length beyond the edge of the cliffs, their scales dull and gray, holes peppered through their wings as though they hadn't quite finished forming. What does that mean? How are they flying with holes in their wings? Abraxas needed spider silk. Like what?
Yeah, that's strange. I mean, I did like catch it, but didn't tab it, I guess. But what if it's just like little puppets and the venom are like, fly with me?
Oh, gross. I mean,
I
they
don't know.
pretty much are, but
That's my explanation. I don't know.
it just makes me think though, because what we find out in the next chapter about the wards and the wyvern and on the stones.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So are
Mm-hmm.
these resurrected wyvern and they just got holes in battle?
Ooh. Ooh, true. I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
guess I wasn't really thinking that far ahead yet. To the next chapter. Um yeah. Ooh, gross. So how many
Mm-hmm.
carcasses have they just like gone around and are like, zap, you're alive again?
Gross.
So
Don't like
gross.
that.
So gross. Does this apply to the Benin then as well? Do we know this? No,
We don't know this.
but it possibly could. Nah,
Potentially.
probably not. Probably
I don't
not.
think so, but
They're just
maybe.
using it to, yeah,
Yeah.
get these fucking venom off the ground with their holy wings.
Praise Jesus. Holy wings.
How can Tarn like tell that this wyvern is dead way at the bottom of this valley when they're on top of these cliffs?
I have no
She's like,
idea.
let's double check. And he's like, no, its heartbeat ceased. Bitch, how do you know? How do you know?
And the fact that it's the sage from Resin.
Nope.
I don't get it. Like,
Nope.
out of all the different sections and the different pairings that they could have gone to, he knew that they were going to be there. He had to have known. It wasn't coincidence that he just showed up there.
No, because I think there is some kind of weird link there.
Mm-hmm. There has
Somehow.
to be.
I mean, it's the same with the nightmares. Like, there's a way
Mm-hmm.
that they're connected, and he's like putting those nightmares into their heads. I
Okay,
don't like
so
it.
we didn't actually put this in an episode yet. It's just something that we had talked about on FaceTime. But Callie and I do this. We clown. We have theories. We were FaceTiming, and I was like, look, I'm going to hit you with a different theory here, real quick. The nightmares, we just said that we felt like the sage was directly speaking to them in their dreams. And I'm like, okay, but also the silver hair, the whole weird pregnancy thing. Like, what if Violet has a connection to where they are bonded in a sort of way that the venom can be directly to her, and therefore also using the bond with Xaden to get to him? I mean, it's a theory.
I'm here to clown all day long. I stand by it. I am just like, at some point
Can
to
we get
another,
red noses?
at some.
Get red cloud
Honestly,
noses
at
and
this
just
point,
do a
we fucking
theory
need them.
episode?
Tuesday. We call Liz. Hey, Liz, go get your clown nose on because we're ready to fuck around. Honestly, at this point, it's like we have so many off the wall theories, though. Something's got to land, right? Like, I'm shooting everything out there.
Something.
Something has to
At least
land.
one.
Like, it could be the smallest
Yeah.
thing. Violet's hair is the color it is because she is part venom. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it's going to be, but like, or her second signet. Yeah, she's a truthsayer, or she's a. I don't know. I don't know. So, something's going to land. We've fucking spoken way too many
Yep.
ridiculous ones that I'm like, yeah, there's something in there for sure. For sure.
It has to be. But, I mean, the wards work. The wyvern couldn't cross, so they just turn around. Like, he's pissed. The sage is like, well, fuck off, I guess. And they just leave.
I find it interesting too
Weird.
in this moment because one, in the dreams, there's dialogue. And then when they did have the battle at Resin, they talked to the Venom. Why in this moment, like, yeah, whatever, don't come close to the wards, but like, why did he not come close enough to like say something? Like, you flew all the way there, and then you're just like, never mind, try again tomorrow.
I mean, truly, it's probably because the wards are up, but also he really just wanted to fuck with them. He's fucking with their heads.
He's totally fucking with them, and I'm just not here for it. This is not a fun game we're playing.
No. The fact that they wait 3 hours before going back just for Suri to tell them, and that there was 3 other extremely similar incidents along the cliff. So it's like, this was planned. It was calculated for what? To scare us? To test the wards?
Were there that
For
many
what?
wyvern at each location? I mean, I don't think it said, but
That's what I want to know. No.
because now, if you're thinking about it, there were hundreds here. If there's like, oh my god, this is a big ass army of wyvern and venom, and I no. Where the fuck are all the dragons? Calling the veil. Ring, ring. Pick up your phone. Bring the dragons.
Can I break your heart again?
Oh, stop. I'm gonna cry.
They're back. Violet and Xaden are not on good terms, obviously, and she's thinking to herself, because she's doubting everything, and she thinks to herself, I'm quickly learning it's possible to love someone and not want to be with them at the same time. Ouch.
The pain I feel.
The suffering.
We don't have time for that.
Is horrible.
We don't have time for that. We are celebrating, but now we have some news. Some lovely little news.
Oh, tell me.
Ulysses gets the mail. Okay, fantastic. What?
I just imagine him like walking out to the mailbox, like, oh, got some mail.
Got some mail. Yeah, he did. This missive. All right, do you want me to use their terms? Missive. He got mail. Whatever. Fucking Melgren. Now, bitch. I request Violet and Mira and only 2 marked ones to come meet me for tea. We will have a heated discussion
and the rest of the assembly.
Where you will obey me and do what I ask of you. Tell you, order you. Thank you.
Sounds spot on, honestly.
Honestly, now I'm picturing this as like a howler. Melgren. Like, Melgren and the howler.
Just yelling.
Fuck no. No.
It's like, the assembly 2 marked ones maximum. Violet and Marathon again. Meet with me tomorrow.
12 o'clock
Okay.
sharp. You will not be late, or I will. Yeah, I was gonna say kill you, but then I'm like, will he? Yeah, he probably would. Then I will scorch you by dragon fire.
Sounds about right. I will feed you to my pet venom.
Oh God. Oh no, not the pet
That's horrible.
venom.
Like Takaris.
Yeah. Here we go. I don't
And
want
if a
to.
fight breaks out, we know it ends in his favor. Otherwise, he would never summon us. He's already seen the outcome. Well, yeah, because only 2 marked ones.
Yep.
And that's not even the last fucking kicker of the fucking chapter. Tell me,
Nope.
what news did Serena just have to share today?
Fucking Serena, this bitch. Something else you need to know. I like Serena. I'm just being sarcastic.
I do too.
But like, dagger rises a few inches, then spins when she twirls it with her index finger. Lesser magic, something I learned last year. Bitch, again, with the fucking secrets with these goddamn flyers. You can still wield?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I don't think your wards are working.
It's just another chapter that ends with the word fuck. Solely the word fuck.
It's my favorite word too. And I like Violet. Violet, how many times do the like just racking up against you of how poorly you translated this?
Yikes.
Yikes.
Oh, last chapter of this episode. Let's go. What is chapter 57 summary?
Going out with a bang. The next day, Violet, Mira, and a few others make their way to Athben. I can't with that word.
Athben.
To meet with their mom and General Melgren. Melgren has seen the outcome of the battle in Samara and has noted that none of them seem to have been in the vision. So now he is asking for their help in order to change the outcome of the battle and save the outpost from falling. In exchange, he will respect the rebellion's independence. Yeah, fucking right. The agreement doesn't go through when Brenna comes forward and calls Lilith out for not sticking up for her children and them choosing to only save a few instead of standing up for all the civilians in the provinces. Lilith asks to speak with Mara and Violet and tells them about Lyra's journal containing more information on how to power the wards. She tells them that Warwick was lying because he only wanted to help Navarre, and the wards that Violet put up yesterday will fall in time. In a sad goodbye, she tells them she only wants her children to live. I don't. Back in Eurasia, Violet and Mara examine the body of the dead wyvern just as it hums back to life, and Violet is forced to kill it with her lightning. Ugh. I don't know. Honestly, I think the worse than a wyvern is a zombie wyvern.
You're not wrong.
Gross. So creepy. Why are these coming back?
You were not wrong on that one.
No, it's terrifying.
Our excerpt just rolls right into this chapter. The day Augustine Melgren. Augustine. Really? That's his first name? Something so proper for such a pompous asshole. The day Augustine Melgren manifested his signet changed warfare for the kingdom of Navarre forever. Navarre, an unedited history by Colonel Lewis Markham.
Augustine.
How old are these people?
I don't know. Yeah. I guess, are you just writing about the history, or are you older than
Were you there?
Right. Are you older? Who's older, Markham or Melgren?
Melgren has to be older.
You think?
I feel like he's just I don't think he's super old.
Then
but
why
I feel
is
they're
Markham
in their 50s.
writing about his history?
I don't know. I just feel it in my bones that Melgren has to be older because he just feels like I just called him a pompous asshole. He's also old.
He's the old pompous asshole.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. We're in the library. Violet is, she can't. She can't. She can't even, like, literally think anymore at this point, I don't think. But now she's like, I continue to muddle through my emotions or my thoughts, intentions, what the fuck ever. And it just cracks me up because, like, sweet scribe Violet is, like, overthinking what her thoughts are now. And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
intentions, literally my moods, what the fuck ever. I'm over it. Same
And the
girl.
irony of meeting at Athben is not lost on me. Like,
Oh,
of
literally.
course, that's where Melgren would go. What
Mm-hmm.
a what a dick, honestly. So fucking rude.
Old pompous asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a low blow to go to Aspen. Aspen.
It is. But you know what? We at least get a little bit of comedic relief because when Indarna finds out that she can't go and is very upset, she decides to curse Tarn's entire family line.
She's the best.
I
Okay.
I would really have loved to have been written out. Like,
Oh, yes.
yep.
Yes. And in the back of Onyx Storm is actually this chapter rewritten. And
It's Indarna's POV.
oh my god.
We don't want
Why
Xaden's POV anymore. We want Indarna's.
why hasn't she given us, like, a full chapter of dragon POV?
Sassy Indarna. It was asked in a live before Iron Flame came out. She's like, "That's actually a really good idea." I was like, "Uh-huh.
Please
Take
take note.
notes."
Please take note and prepare to enter Endarna's mind.
I would die. That'd be so great.
This would be so fun.
And Darna's just all pissed off, cursing family lines, and over here we
Uh-huh.
got mom and dad are fighting, and everyone knows it. Shit.
Yeah.
We're unwell.
We're unwell. But Sawyer, cutie little Sawyer.
I know.
It just like that, they are all trying to help in library. But really, Sawyer's just there because Justini is there. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, honey. You two are adorable.
We have our own little love story going on in the background, and I'm so invested.
Yeah, I need more. I want
Mm-hmm.
all of Justini and Onyx Storm.
Mm-hmm.
All of it.
Oh, but
Oh, there
it's
it is
it's
again.
time.
The
Where's
amount of times it is written, the breath of life of the six and the one combined. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
how many times could it literally be on the pages and we still have no idea? Ugh, what did I miss? If I had, it. What did I miss? Oh, fucking everything. You missed
A
everything.
lot. You
What didn't you
mistranslated the
miss?
whole fucking thing. You
Literally.
dumbass.
Hmm. Hmm.
Xaden really out here just with the guilt tripping, heartstring pulling. They're early. They're in the forest. They didn't go to Athben. And if you decide to tell them what I am as punishment for the crimes I've committed against you, I'll understand. What? Why?
No.
Why would she even do that?
Why would he
Settle the
even
fuck down, Xaden.
say that and, like,
Mm-hmm.
be under the impression that that's what she would be there for? Like, what? Especially Melgren, of all people. Like, if she was gonna, like,
Mm-hmm.
tell anyone, it would not be him. She fucking hates Melgren. Hates
Literally.
him. And she loves Xaden. So, Xaden, how stupid are you?
Like,
You got a
okay,
fart in your
that was a
brain?
pity party line.
He's feeling sad boy right now.
He is. Their whole conversation, though, about like did you ever use your signet to glean information to influence my feelings? He's like, oh my gosh, no, like this was real. This was genuine. I've always lacked a certain amount of element of self-control when it comes to you, and our bond makes it way too easy for you to send your intentions without even realizing it. But like I get it because they feel each other's, her
Mm-hmm.
stress, or they're on the battlefield and she can tell that he is going to die.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I see the good in him still, so
Or like when they're doing it and the shadows shimmer, like there are things that are happening that it's like
mhm.
you feel it. So now that's basically what he's feeling in the same sense, but just heightened, more
And
specific.
it's Tarn just
Like
like, well,
there's
I
no
could torch him
reason.
if you'd like, but you do seem attached. Well, maybe a
It's
little
literally
bit.
my favorite lines from him. But you do seem attached. Oh boy.
That should be our next Tarn talk. Putting that out there. Another stupid
I think
ass
I already
Violet
did that
moment.
one.
Did you? I'll have to go back and look.
I feel like I did, but keep going.
Yeah, Violet's stupid ass that because they're coming out of the trees, they've brought dragons. Well, no shit. How do you think they got there? First of all, and you brought dragons. Like you really thought they were just gonna show up dragonless?
Well,
I
they're not. I don't know. Like, it's not like they're here to fight you. Like, yeah, they had to get there somehow. I don't know.
Exactly. And this is also people that they are not on good allied terms with. So yes, of course they're going to bring protection.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I hate it. I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. They're here. And
He
it's time to
brought
chat.
quite. Yeah, he brought quite the entourage. Of course, Lilith, which
Mm-hmm.
just digs in deep. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
but then it is also interesting. Like, he calls for this meeting. One, how he even knew where they were at is like beyond me. But then
Yeah.
two, like knowing that Mira and Violet were both there. And then you show up and yeah, I guess like there's it like, oh, you brought dragons. Like, why wouldn't they want to just like scorch them all for disobeying and going against? I
He
mean, they're
knows
so
that they need them.
well, he does in this instance, which I guess is technically why I called the meeting. But I'm like, ugh, God, I cannot. There, I swear to God, we get a little bit of redemption from Lilith. I will not stand for a redemption from Melgren. I
Never.
refuse. I
Never, ever.
refuse.
Never, ever, ever. There is no redemption arc for him. Um,
No.
and the amount of times that it's just thrown out like, oh, he had to come. Oh, he needs to stay back. Oh, you really brought him. I'm like, well, no fucking shit. It's Brennan.
Hmm.
When it's Mira complaining about him, like it has to be Brennan.
Hmm.
So you already have that stress. Like, mom's here. Brennan's hiding.
Hmm.
What's gonna happen? Like, but Melgren is just a little pissy baby. Lilith's not looking so hot. I'm a little stressed about her, not gonna lie. The whole deep bruises mark the space under her eyes. Like, what?
That was
Are
it.
you not sleeping?
That was it. Remember earlier I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, is it deep bruises or is it venom?
ASMR.
She had.
Ew, that just Oh, I have chills. That was creepy.
Sorry. Sorry for everyone
Mm-mm.
listening. Not to creep you out, but
It's
what?
possible.
I don't know. It in my head. I'm like, there's a reason for Violet's hair. There's a reason this connection to the sage to the generals, like the mavens, I'm like, no, fuck no. There's a reason that Papa Sorrengail was researching. That reason being his wife was infected. This comes in later at the very end too, and I've told you that part too, how she channels and burns out, but is also like, but did she really just use her signet and burn out, or did she like channel and then burns out? Yeah, essentially the same way, but because she's Venom. I don't know.
Well, okay, big spoiler for the end. If for some reason you're here and haven't read the end of the book, it's because she burns out because Sloane is a
Siphons,
siphon
but
and
yes,
siphons
yes,
all of Lilith's and Aimseer's power, so it burns her entire existence.
yes.
So
But
who
she's
knows?
also giving that power. So I'm still like,
You're
I
on the
don't know.
train.
I'm on it. I'm clowning. I don't know. It's the hair. It's Violet's hair. And then, I don't know. Then you see things like this. And I'm like, is she really tired and just not sleeping because her children like up and left and she doesn't know where they're at? Or Venom.
There's something wrong with her. And here I was thinking you were dead, Ulysses. And here I was hoping you were. Well, okay.
Literally had that jabbed. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Wish you were.
Just so funny.
Why are you still alive again? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway.
God, and Melgren continuing to be a fucking asshole. He's like, do you really know like the destruction that you guys caused dumping those wyvern, the lengths we had to go to keep this quiet, the civilians we had to. Okay, so you're still lying. You're still killing people. You haven't changed. You lost a humongous portion of your military. And yet we're
Centuries
still
of
doing it.
work, of tightly
Mm-hmm.
woven defensive strategy, lies, history erasing, designed
Mm-hmm.
to protect the people within our borders. I'm like, that is the most disgusting thing you could possibly say just because they're within your borders. Okay, what,
And even if they were in
bitch?
your borders, you could tell them the truth.
Yeah,
This is why we have the words.
literally.
Why are we lying about it in the first place?
Literally. Literally. Also, mom's eyes flash with barely least reprimand, and I'm like, oh, wait, wait, what? What's happening?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Go
Because she
off,
wants to be
Mira.
a
Go
mom, but
off.
she can't reprimand them.
Mm-hmm.
Say it, girl.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the fact that he's like, well, you know what? We didn't kill you because, well, I knew we'd need you for an upcoming battle. You know, they're going to overrun us at Samara, and we actually need your help.
No, absolutely not. They come for us on solstice. I do not care.
It's
Xaden
so hard.
going the like
Mm-hmm.
Xaden going in and them, which I think is funny because so Violet is sitting here contemplating whether this is good or bad or how she feels about it, about Xaden's second signet. And then she's like, so tell me, like, what are we feeling here?
Yeah, what are
Like
the
already
intentions?
using him. What are the intentions? And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, goes through them all. But the one that cracks me up the most is because the one everyone but the major on the right is
Mm-hmm.
shielded, but she's scared shitless and intends to do whatever she needs to get us to agree.
Oh,
Just
and she wants to
scared.
eat after this meeting.
Yes. Argue with her mother over her supposed affection for her daughters. Now put your shields up and block me. Oh. But why? Which also then just goes to like, yeah, does everyone have second signets? What else do we not know?
Mm-hmm.
Do they
And
all?
they're like, well, if you already see you losing the battle, then why are you here? And he's like, because you weren't there. Duh,
Mm-hmm.
we need your
Mm-hmm.
help. And it's just Violet is questioning, like, Ulysses says, "We don't fly for you." And she says, "No, we fly for, wait, who do we fly for? Not just Horatio or even Tyrandor. And if we're willing to fight to defend the civilians of Poromil, why wouldn't we fight to defend Navarians too?" But Mom hitting her, "No, but you do fly for the Empyrean." Okay,
Mm-hmm.
bitch, you don't speak for dragons. Oh, well, Tarn literally says that. But, like,
He literally
who
says
the
it.
fuck do you think you are?
But then I'm also like, the excerpt says, like, well, not this one, but no,
Previously.
yes, the previous one. Like, yeah, it's their world, and we just get to live in it. And what we know of the hatching grounds, and the six, and the one, and Darna, and Tarn,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, why have you people not figured out that, like, the Empyrean has processes and governments in place to literally keep everything in order, in sync. And you literally, like, there are things that the Empyrean doesn't even tell you because it is that precious. And here you are
Mm-hmm.
still thinking you could outpower, well, apparently Venom, but also the Empyrean. And I'm like, no. And literally him just being like, your mother is presumptuous. What an ass to speak on the behalf of Dragonkind. Yeah, literally. Like, can
Mm-hmm.
we just sit down and have a chat with Tarn, please? And, like, you explain it. Why don't you come in here and just tell everyone what you need us to do? Because these bitches are stupid.
They really are. With Melgren trying to rile up Xaden, being like, "But does the heir apparent, speak on behalf of this rebellion?" Xaden doesn't fucking take the bait. Rather than, we have Mom's color draining, boot steps, and a fucking bomb drop. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Give it to me.
Bomb drops. We rule by committee, and I think I'm safe in speaking for the quorum when I say that we do not defend kingdoms who sacrifice neighboring civilians, let alone their own children, so they can hide safely
Ah!
behind their wards. You will not escape the suffering you force the rest of the continent to endure. Go off, Brennan. Go fucking off. Oh my god. I literally Mira, though, she's
Brennan?
like, oh, for fuck's sake, why are you? You're not supposed to be out here.
And the fact that's all Lilith can say is just, "Brennan?
Brennan?
Brennan?" And he's like, "You can call me Nighthawk." I would die if that's what he said to her.
You can call me Lieutenant Nighthawk. Over and out, bitch.
I think it's
Oh,
I think it's so funny though, because it's okay, well, clearly you're not siding with us. We're done here. Let's go. And Lilith's like, she's gonna take her second to talk to her kids. And the whole, like, she's mad. You've known for months that he's alive, and Mira's like, "It's appalling to be left in the dark, isn't it, Mom? To feel lied to, perhaps even betrayed by your own family, no less." Like, okay, Mira,
oh.
goddamn, all your kids are really just hitting you with it right now, aren't we?
I like. I mean, well, it hurts because I'm just like, God damn it, Violet. Like, here you are with your fucking soft side showing. She's like, Mara, like, chill a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. Like, give her some grace. And she's like, well, she sacrificed you too. Like, oh, well, fuck.
Mm-hmm. She's not
Oh, I'm
wrong.
like, she's not wrong, but there's, that's a whole things that obviously, like, some of it is touched on, but it's just like there are so many more questions about Lilith, about Papa Sorengale.
Mm-hmm.
I need more. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know in the end you're like, I did everything for you, but, like, what did you do? Tell me exactly what you did because it
Yeah, I need
feels like
more.
you only thought of yourself and sacrificed all your children and didn't give a shit about us. That's what it feels like.
And she's like, instead, I'm going to give you Lyra's journal. What I want most, what I've always wanted is for my children to live. Whatever wards you've raised from the instruction in Warwick's journal will fail. Telling them that Warwick lied in his journal because he didn't want anyone else to have this knowledge on how they did it. And she's like, well, just, go cut open the bodies of the wyvern who died. And you know what? Like, you'll figure it out. The Venons have these stones, these marked rocks. Oh, yeah, Venons have runes. What?
It just kills me because it's like, okay, she's sitting here saying, your father told me that his research showed. Okay, stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've known this, which we know you've known because the alloy hilted dagger, which was in your office, we know you know. Putting Violet, even if that was like the smart move or whatever have you, you were trying to prepare her to get to this point. Okay, fine, I will allow that. But why was there never a conversation had about any of this until we are at this point? And now we don't have time for a conversation. This is the most you can say. It's a lie. Dad was researching it. You have to figure it out now. Like, what? What? Oh
this
my
is your moment
God.
to help your children live, and this is all you got.
And you still don't. And then you're sitting there saying, I just want you to survive. Well, you're not helping me survive. Oh my God.
You're giving me another journal of a language that I can't
What
read.
I can't read.
Literally only
God
one
damn it,
person
Sarah.
can, and it's not fucking me. I can't. I'm annoyed as fuck,
go,
but
no.
I mean,
I
it's
don't want to
time
go
to
back
check
to
it out.
Laurasia.
See if she's right.
No. She is right. What the fuck do you mean? Zombie wyvern.
Mira draws back a polished chunk of what appears to be an onyx marked with a complex rune I couldn't even begin to replicate. What? And the damn thing is humming. They're still fucking alive.
No. No. No, no, no. 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 Just no.
Yeah.
We're fucked. We're all fucked. This whole thing is fucked.
Literally, only Justinia can kill them. Or kill them. Only Justinia can translate this. And yep, something's wrong with our wards. Why the fuck are these things coming back to life? So many questions.
Imagine sweet
No
Justinia
pressure.
in war?
Next book, yes.
Valid, but hopefully not in any imminent danger, because if we lose to Justinia too, no.
No, we can't. No.
I'm
I'm
not prepared for the bloodbath that is going to be Onyx Storm. But then I'm like, but there's still 2 more books, so
yeah.
But we're at peak. Okay, probably not peak, but we're at a really, when this ends, it's very pivotal moments though. Again, we talked about, not too much time could have passed going into the next book. They just don't have that much time. So I don't know. Oh my God. I'm hurting my own brain thinking about it. We're getting there.
Yeah,
folks.
how she can
getting
fill
there.
3 more books.
Yes.
With this story. I feel what you're saying, we're at a peak, it feels like this is going to be a huge pivotal moment and then it's going to all work out. But 3 books, we can't have all these things happening. It's really going to twist and turn and fuck us all over. That's just the reality of it.
This book is going to hurt and leave us needing so much more. It's going to hurt real bad. I don't. Oh, also on TikTok, I saw someone had Onyx Storm, it was at Target already. And then the video, she's like, I'm going to try it. Yes. She's like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try and go buy it. And then there's no update of were you able to purchase it? And now I'm like, why does this keep happening? Stress. But now I'm like, low key, should I run to the store and look?
It's not going to
I can
happen in
wait
our stores. I
a few
just
more
know it.
days. No, it definitely won't. But a few more
Ugh, I
days, we can
can't.
do it. We are officially 7 days, the week mark until Onyx Storm releases
Woot
from
woot.
recording date. Sorry, folks, this is going to come out
Yes.
after now, but we are so very excited. We are clowning. Catch us in our next video with our red noses because, yeah, I am that dumb. And I believe everything that comes out of my mouth right now, even if it is complete bullshit. It's fine. We are pumped.
We only have 9 more chapters left in this book, 2 more episodes, and then we are done. We are diving right in. If you want the prologue and first 4 chapters that were leaked of Onyx Storm, let us know because I have them. I haven't read them yet. I am holding off until we are done with this because I don't want any thoughts to be swayed for the podcast. This was a very long, bulky one. Thank you for sticking it out with us. The next 2 will not be this bulky. We promise. They'll be significantly shorter.
Yes.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do all the things. Please go check out our Patreon. It would really mean the absolute world to us if you go ahead and subscribe there. That is one of the ways that we can keep continuing on with this journey and also make all the different trips happen where we would get to be able to meet you guys at different events. So it would be so greatly appreciated. With that being said, thank you, and we'll see you guys in the next one.